How you guys doing? Dave Hughes, MMA Weekly. Hey, today we're going to talk about the judging going on in mixed martial arts. This weekend it was Holly Holm versus Caitlin Vera, however you say her name. If you watch the fight, the problem with this is these judges are boxing judges or wrestling judges and things of this nature. They have no idea what to do for mixed martial arts and how to judge them. When you have that many more significant strikes, or and you dominate the fight, but the person gets you to go to a knee or whatever. Even Holly's control time was higher than Caitlin's. So I'm not understanding where they're getting their judging from. I mean, if it's just all about takedowns, then I mean, why throw a punch? I mean, why take the risk at throwing a punch? Just completely take the person down as many times as you can get them down, and I mean, then it completely. I mean, then you got your I mean, you figure, okay, Khabib. I think these guys are looking at it from the Khabib angle. Okay, the difference was when Khabib took you down, he controlled you, he threw punches, he was constantly working. Now, did Khabib ruin mixed martial arts for some people because they call him the GOAT, one of the GOATs? Do I believe this? Khabib Nurmagomedov isn't even in my top 10 of best all time. You know what I mean? He didn't fight anybody. He fought a Justin Gaethje, who, let's face it, Gaethje has one of the worst ground games in the lightweight division. I mean, if I was fighting Justin, I wouldn't train anything but punch defense and jiu-jitsu takedowns. Because he's going to stop one or two. He's going to stop maybe 3 or 4. But you constantly hang on him, trip him up, he's gonna go down once and then just take his back. It's easy enough. I mean, let's face it, it's a good jiu-jitsu game twice now. Twice. He has been completely and utterly dominated by a jiu-jitsu wrestler, whatever you want to call, Sambo fighter, I guess, Samba, whatever the hell they call that shit. So then you move on with it's okay. When Oliveira takes you down, he's working for a submission, or he gets that submission. Hence why he is the #1 submission artist ever in UFC history. Guys like Khabib, they work. Caitlin, I mean, when you just take the person down and lay on them and don't throw any strikes or don't work for submissions, you just work for position. I understand it's position over submission. I get all that. But not that does it make for a boring fight, but the referees has got to start standing these guys up more. Girls, people, persons, whatever. They have to start standing them up more. I mean, let's face it, it makes for a really boring fight. If the person isn't working for anything, or they're completely just stalling to have control time, it's exhausting, it's boring. After you watch a fight, say, a Ferguson and Michael Chandler fight, and then a guy, then this didn't happen, but got fights like that, and then they go out there and lay on each other and roll around, and they leave the fight sweaty, but not a mark on them. I mean, you're no worse for wear. I mean, it makes for a long career, I get it. But like Michael Chandler, okay? Michael Chandler is one of the better wrestlers in MMA. He can take just about anybody down. He just chooses to stand and bang, knowing it's what us, the fans, want to see. Does he need to start going to his wrestling roots a little more? Fuck yeah, he does. I think if he'd have wrestled Justin Gaethje, he'd have won the fight. I really do. I think we'd have watched him fight for another title. Guys like, let's see, Dustin Poirier, for example. Dustin does have wrestling skills, believe it or not. But, I mean, Charles Oliveira is an amazing submission artist. These guys that know how to bang, like Gage Nee, Poirier, Connor, guys like that, they know how to bang. But my thing is, okay, here's one for you guys. Did Khabib break Connor? Let's face it, he hasn't been the same, but nobody has ever taken Khabib, since he's been Khabib, that deep. Okay? He couldn't submit him until Connor was tired. Okay? Justin wasn't tired. Poirier, I don't believe, was tired. They're highly trained athletes. I don't believe they were tired. I just think that they were dominated by a much, much, much better fighter. So now you had Dustin and McGregor fight. Would McGregor have won the second fight if he had not broken his leg? I don't think so. I do think he could have caught Dustin. I think Dustin's chin has held up nice, but it's still, still one of those things. So I believe my proposal to the UFC, to all of MMA, is get guys like Mark Coleman, Daniel Cormier, BJ Penn even. Get these guys. George St. Pierre would be an amazing judge. Get these retired MMA fighters, get them through school, whatever schooling they need to be part of it. But who better to judge an MMA fight than an MMA former champion or retired fighter? Dwayne Bang Ludwig would be fucking amazing. Martin Kampman. These guys, they know where it's at. Actually, I got Carlos Condit would be an amazing fucking judge. The man has a ground game and he knows what it takes. Former champion. Get these guys in through. I know we have, let's see, a couple guys that went into referee from MMA. You know what I mean? Frank Trigg's an amazing referee. I love watching a fight with Frank Trigg reffing it. So that's my proposal to the MMA world. Bring in retired fighters as judges, because these judges are shit. I mean, shit. Too many fights are getting put into judges' hands, and they're split decisions, and you know what I mean? Like the first Volkanovski fight, I think Max won, or maybe it was the second one. Max won the one, Volk won the other one. So right now it shouldn't be where Max is worrying about. I think it was the second one actually that Max won. Max absolutely won the fight. No doubt in my mind that Max won the fight. I've watched it over and over. I've watched them both so many times I can't remember which one they start blending together. But the first one, I believe it is the one where, Volk won the fight. I used to think Max won it just because of being a fan of Max, a huge fan, and I really don't like Volk. I love his style, I love his heart, but I gotta go. Max is just a more likable guy, I guess. I don't know. I mean, it is what it is. But, yeah, Volkanovski, second pound for pound best fighter in the world right now, in my opinion. I just hope Max doesn't turn into what Miguel Torres was. You know what I mean? Dominant champion, and then somebody came along and showed us that they're not actually that dominant. But moving on, we got some great fights coming up. There was a announcement that the Rockhold Paulo Costa fight isn't going to be happening here in a month. I'm curious to see if Rockhold is as chinny as we all think he is, or if, the rest did him some good. He is getting up there in age. He's working with Khabib on his wrestling. His stand-up's looking tight. He always had power. He's just an awkward fucker, man. He's hard to like. He's really, really, really hard to like. He's just not a likable guy. But I can remember when he was in Strikeforce telling my wife that this guy is gonna be a UFC champion. He's fucking amazing. And that's when Silva was Silva and all that, and that's when the whole Weidman thing went on. But so they're gonna push it to August because, of course, Paulo Costa's a strange guy. He's a great fighter, but man, he is a definite guy that I just can't fucking stand. He can't make weight. He's constantly worried about showing off his body. Like, I don't know. He's just a fucking weirdo. But on that note, till next time, God bless.